So we finally got the new episode, and now we know that Jax just keeps getting worse. And in this video, I'm gonna break down why that's happening, why they tied him up, and what's next for him. It all started from the very first scene where everyone's watching what's gonna happen to Pomni when she holds her breath.
I can't hold it any longer.
Sure you can. We can't die from oxygen deprivation, remember?
But it still feels like I'm gonna die.
Try not thinking about it. Or you could toughen up. I want to see what your funny cartoon body does.
Hey, take it easy.
Oh, take it easy. That's you.
As you can see, Jax is super eager to find out what'll happen to her at that moment.
All right, we've entered the blue zone.
Hey, there's something new.
Okay, we're getting red,
Oh, orange.
yellow.
Green.
After he explained why Pomni's doing it, we found out one of Jax's secrets. He's a total coward, even though he tries to act all tough.
Gangel's mask starts spinning, and Zubul turns straight.
My limbs straighten up and fuck off.
What about you?
He refuses to show us because he's a coward.
I want to keep the mystery alive.
But longtime viewers remember that Jax has been a coward since way back, in the pilot episode when he first met Kaufmo.
I've been looking for this. Thanks for keeping an eye on it, Coffee. I'm gonna head out. See ya.
And in the earlier episodes, we've already noticed a bunch of times that Jax breaks the fourth wall. Some people believed it, while others thought he was looking at someone from the digital circus, but now it's all clear.
What do you, the viewers, think it is?
Will you stop doing that?
By this point, I kind of figured Jax wasn't going to turn into a good friend or anything like that. He's just going to keep showing off his mean streak and dumb jokes. Turns out I was right, but this might just be the tip of the iceberg, and they're probably hiding even more from us. Since the pilot episode, Jax has treated Pomni like the newcomer who's super easy to bully.
Kane, is this one of your NPCs or is this a new sucker? Because if it's a new character, we're gonna have to redo this whole theme song.
It happened in the second episode too, and now it's just more of the same. Pay attention to how Ragatha is really understanding about Pomni's fear and problems. Meanwhile, Jax hears all of this, and once again, takes an already bad situation and makes it really terrible.
I'm not really a fan of horror, and I don't really handle jump scares that well.
Ha! Come on, that wasn't even scary. What? You scared of the vacuum cleaner too?
Hey, be nice to her. She's had a rough couple of days.
Her and everyone else. Right, Gangle?
Before we move on, let's take a moment to remember what Zubul said about Jax during the therapy session.
Jax just likes to fight with everybody.
And while Zubul's words might seem obvious, after all, who better than her to know how annoying Jax can be?
If there was a way to leave, I'm pretty sure we'd have all left by now.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Ooh, a new AI. You don't want to mess with the new AI, Zuby?
Yeah, no.
They still perfectly capture the mood of how everyone in the digital circus feels about him. The third episode just confirms it even more. Back in the second episode, we already saw that Jax really thrives on violence and chaos.
Well, maybe there will be blood, death, and violence in the next adventure.
Ha 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 ha, how wholesome. Oh, hey, maybe I didn't leave the gate unlocked for nothing after all.
What? I thought he was dead. You still did that? Okay, wait. You did what now?
Well, love to help you again sometime. Bye!
And it's no secret that Gangle is his favorite target. But it's in the third episode where things really take a turn for the worse. The first adventure took place in the digital circus, and the second one was in the friendly Candy Kingdom. But when Jax decided to stir up chaos in Mildenhall Manor, that was just too much. Everyone was already freaked out and unsure of what to expect from this creepy place. And here comes Jax, adding even more trouble just for his own fun.
Hi, I'm Ghostly, and I'll be your guide today. You to the
What? Jax!
What? I thought we were supposed to capture all the ghosts.
Which door should we choose?
Not sure. Let's try this out. Oh, that's the scary door.
Remembering everything Jax did during the adventures,
I happen to know a way into the kingdom walls, if you'd be willing to help us out in return.
somehow Ragatha and Gangle managed to tie him up so he couldn't cause any more harm in the manor. It's doubtful they did it on their own, and it's more likely that Martha Mildenhall helped them out during the conversation, where we saw just how frustrated Jax can get when he's restricted. And that's just a small part of what this scene reveals about Jax. After you watch it, I'll tell you something that many people might have missed.
Always having the silliest priorities.
Don't I know it?
If your friends see him, I only hope he doesn't bore them to death with his endless monologues. That man could turn a 57-second story into a Greek tragedy. Feel free to visit anytime.
Definitely.
Congratulations, my little ironclad waffle cones! You've taken the pacifist route, and you should be proud of what good people you are. Unfortunately, we still need to wait until your other teammates finish their adventure before I can grant you permission to leave.
I wonder how long that'll be.
Jax was really unhappy from the moment he got tied up, and his return to the digital circus wasn't as cheerful as in the previous episode.
Don't ever call us that again.
When Kane said they couldn't go back to the digital circus without Pomni and Kinger, Jax's frustration only grew. It's like he just doesn't get why he has to wait for the others or why anyone's telling him what to do. Pomni and Kinger's adventure went on for about 5 minutes, and since there were almost no cuts, that means about 7 to 10 minutes passed in the digital circus. And during that time, Jax's expression just got more and more annoyed.
What happened up here?
Don't worry about that.
Pomni was very brave. At least I think she was.
Thanks for always being concerned about me. I feel like, through everything, I haven't really been appreciative enough about that.
Oh, thank you, Pomni. I just want to make sure you're doing all right. You know, we care about you.
Did you remember to get my comedy mask?
Jax couldn't care less about how the others' adventure went, because his main issue at that moment was that he didn't get to mess with anyone or have any fun with his chaos in the new adventure. Plus, Ragatha's words about how everyone is worried about Pomni didn't sit well with Jax at all. He made it clear that he doesn't care how anyone feels. In the previous episode, right before Kaufmo's funeral, we saw Jax looking kind of upset, like he was bothered no one invited him. But now, it's obvious. He wasn't upset about that. He was just bummed he didn't get to pull off something funny at that moment. As for the funeral, or anything else for that matter, he couldn't care less. Also, the final scene is definitely worth mentioning.
So what was it like being stuck with the nutcase?
It wasn't that bad, actually.
Approaching Pomni with his usual sarcasm, Jax was definitely expecting a response like, "That was just awful. He's really a nutcase." Or, "What's the point of talking to him when he doesn't get anything? He almost destroyed me." But when he got a positive response instead, Jax realized that his jokes and teasing weren't landing like they used to, and that really upset him. With each episode, we're learning more and more about Jax, and I really dig it. He's that anti-hero you need in any successful show, but the fact that the further we go, the less his words or actions affect the other characters, and now it's not just Zubul, but everyone else who can stand up to him. This definitely doesn't sit well with One Purple Bunny. The second episode showed us Jax's true desires, but in episode 3, that stopped working, which means episode 4 is shaping up to be really rough. And with the new episode focusing on Gangle, who is Jax's favorite target, we're gonna see all his antics come back with a vengeance, making episode 2 seem pretty harmless by comparison. But there's a chance that this behavior from the others could actually break Jax, since the only thing keeping him afloat is his rough attitude towards everyone. If that disappears, what's the point of him even leaving his room? What if Jax starts losing it from boredom? And by the 6th episode, we see something all too familiar. What version do you lean towards more? I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments. Don't go anywhere, because something really interesting is coming your way in the next few days.